Good morning. How are you? Last two classes I did an introduction to our OEDIPUS Rex, and I know that you are now familiar with the background of the story. Now with the special introduction to the text, I plan to give you an outline of the story now. See, this is a very great tragedy ever written, and Sophocles being the writer, he has produced a lot of books, lot of dramas. This one known to be the greatest tragedy in the world. So you have to study line by line to enjoy the beauty. So the OEDIPUS, how he becomes an embodiment of all types of people in the world that has ever been written. Sophocles, once he reported, once he opined, he has never seen a person like a human being, and no other being in the world better than a human being. Because Sophocles reported in a very judicious way, he has seen so many miracles in the world. But all these miracles are very lower in status than a human being. Human being is the wonderful embodiment of miracles. Like that, Sophocles presents OEDIPUS in a way that we will develop in a very great grand style where we will purify our heart and soul. The story goes to two important areas where the one beautiful king is Laius and Jocasta. All right, these are characters which you have to keep in mind. So before entering the exposition of the drama, you people should have an awareness of the major characters of the play. Now, Laius and Jocasta are very famous king and queen of Thebes. The story has been alluded to the Greek mythology, or the story is related to so many mythological characters. So, of these characters, our Sophocles, including Homer, Iliad, all these people had made stories related to mythological characters. Now these Laius and Jocasta, they were ruling Thebes as a country, right? All right, what problem? They have no child at all. So they have been praying too much. So many gods are available in Greek mythology, right? So many mythological gods are there. The supreme god is there, Apollo. So always they go and pray to Apollo. And during the present time also we have some magical powers, supernatural powers, for which we go to, just like Gutti Chatan or somewhere we go to get to favor, for in an indirect way, in a bad way. In Greek mythological time also there had been some soothsayers, prophets like, or some mediators of God were there. These mediators would tell their future. We also have a tendency to face, these oracles. Even present day also people go to some mandravadinis or supernatural witches to get their favors affected. Am I right? So this is a practice not only in the olden time but also today we also follow it. This is a fate of the humanity. So Jocasta and Louis, without children, what is the meaning of life? They understood. They prayed constantly to Apollo God. No chance. But they met a soothsayer. A soothsayer is a prophet, a type of a mediator of God. she told the goddess, this type of prophet, or what do you call, soothsayer, reported this king and queen that they would get a child, definitely. But this child has a problem. What problem? This child would kill father and marry mother. Look here. That is the tragic flow coming here. The history of Oedipus coming. Anyway, by the grace of God or somewhere, and it is written in the real history, Laius, after listening the story that one day he would get a child, that child would kill him and marry this Jocasta, his wife, or the child's mother himself. So he deliberately kept away from Jocasta for a long time. But it is written in the history, somewhere some problems. One a particular day he took some alcoholic drinks, but somehow he mated with Jocasta, and by this time Jocasta became pregnant. Look, the story goes. This is what is happening, the fate of the story. During the correct time, a child was born. That time, Laius the king was very much worried. What this oracle says, one day this child would kill me and marry his own mother. What could be? Will it be happening? He was thinking. One day he took a decision. Laius, with the consultation of Jocasta, they took a decision to do away with this child, keeping the mound. A particular mound is there, the mountain is there, where for which one servant was given a charge, Mount Sethoran. All right, mound is written. All these landmarks and all these characters you have to keep in mind. Mount Sethoran. All right. So they hired a servant. That servant was given this cradle of the boy. All right. And asked the servant to keep this child. This top of the mountain Sethoran. Look. Servant agreed. Servant took the child. And he was not in a mood to keep the child away. But he was given again to another shepherd. All right, the child was given by the servant to a shepherd. Shepherd loved this child very much. What did the shepherd in the meadows did? Instead of keeping or killing the child or abandoning the child on the mountain, he thought he would give this child to other king and queen, those who had been living without children. And what did he do? He went to other country, what is called dynasty of Corinthians. All right, Corinthians. They have this land dynasty has Corinthians or Corinthum. All right, they had one king and a queen. That king was Polybus and Merope. All right, queen Merope. Here lies and Jocasta, where the child which was given by the servant to the shepherd directly took the child to the king Polybus and Merope, who had no children at all in another country. And what did he do? He handed over the child to these Polybus and Merope, who had been very much happy by the sight of this child. They adopted this child. This child was named after Oedipus. Look here, you have to keep the real history of Oedipus. How Oedipus, the name was given to this child by Polybus and Merope, who were rulers of Corinthians. All right, and they had been living like Jocasta and Laius in Thebes without children. So they were happy by getting the infant. They baptized and the name given Oedipus. And what do you know the Greek word Oedipus means? Oedipus means swollen legs. You know, it is written in the history of Oedipus, when the child was handed over to the servant and thereby to shepherd, Jocasta on the Laius' real parents had tugged his leg with a twine. Alright, and the legs were swollen. So, once a swollen legs child was given to this king, alright, already decided, Oedipus, with the name swollen leg, it was given. Thereby, Oedipus, the name came to our tragic hero. Our Oedipus is a tragic hero. What is just like a Hamlet in Shakespeare? What Hamlet says, Junior Hamlet? Junior Hamlet says, this is my destiny to kill my, alright, it is my destiny to kill the real enemy of my dynasty, and he tries to kill even lot of people, and Junior Hamlet is given, you have the right to kill your, alright, the present king Claudius, because he had killed me. Father's host reports our Junior Hamlet. So always these tragic heroes will get a destiny. What is the meaning of destiny? They will get a fate. There is no other way to escape their destiny. So, Oedipus is the name given to the child by this Corinthian king and queen, and they were bringing the child in a very, very pleasurable way. They were very happy with the child. But you know, later stage, when he became almost in a boyhood time, almost 15 to 17 years old, he was alright talking to some people in the place, and one of the men, alright, ridiculed Oedipus. What? You are a bastard like. Then Oedipus wanted bastard without father. I mean, you are an orphan boy, like somebody ridiculed him, and he could not control his wife. Why you are talking like that? Some people reported, you are not the natural son of Polybus and Merope. You are adopted by them. The same day, Oedipus reached father Polybus. All right, is it true that, I mean, am I not your real son? Oedipus asking Polybus. Then Merope, they told, these are the hearsay and people say something laughing at you. You are our son like that. But no secrets can be hidden for a long time. What happened? Oedipus came to know what? By the way, again, like Laius and Jocasta went to oracle, there we also find Oedipus going to oracle. Oracle means some soothsayers, some prophets who are acting like a mediator to God and human beings. They reported chorus like our prophets or oracles. They told, yeah, this is true. One day you will kill your father and will marry your mother. Look, the same oracle given to Laius and Jocasta, you will get a child. But this child will kill you and will marry your wife. Look here. In the same way, say like that oracle reported Oedipus, be careful in your course of time, in your force of life. You will kill your mother and you will kill your father and will marry your mother. That which was a very broken image too. Why? How is it possible? I will kill my father. He considered Polybus and Merope real mothers. Then what? That particular night Oedipus decided to go away from the palace. In order to avoid killing Polybus and marrying Merope, he did not open his mind and tongue to anybody, but he went without informing anybody outside. They were searching Oedipus. Look here. And Oedipus was wandering always and there in the story. It need not be continued for a long time. He was wandering through forest and the meadows and the lot of mountains, and they reached one time some people there on the face. Some people are waiting there in a crowd. What happens? And he was looking to some traffic problems like that. Now he understood a man who is having lot of retinue means courtiers from the back, seemed to be a VIP, and he did some discussion with him. But this discussion, they are talking, that became in a violent situation. But Oedipus now took his dagger and all that. What happened? He killed a man, not only one man, but so many other people also he killed. But unfortunately, among them, this Laius was the king with the crowd, and he was killed by him. One of the oracles now became decided. But he does not know it was Laius and who is his father. But he was marching ahead and going. That time, Laius left out of the village, their kingdom. That time, Laius' brother, who is called Creon, or his name is Creon, C-R-E-O-N, Creon, Laius' brother, who was ruling the country. When Laius left out in search of so many things, he will be coming later. During this time, temporarily, Creon was given in charge of Thebes. Our Oedipus also does not know how to reach this area. How he does not know how to reach. But this time he came to the Thebes, and Thebes during this time was going out of so many problems, facing so many problems, like so many people are dying because such a very bad situation happened in this country, and oracle is going to be fulfilled. Thebes was totally shattered by different types of misfortunes. Thebes as a country cannot do anything. Laius was killed. Creon, though, was ruling the country. This Jocastus' brother, Jocastus' brother was ruling the country, but cannot do that in the proper way. Then what happened? What was the result? There also supernatural element, like there was everywhere. Some problems are there. One a big, sphinx like what is called monasteries being appearing always. What is monasteries? This element, this one is called sphinx. Sphinx is a monastery. It looks like a lion's head, human body with a tail like that. It is a big monastery being appearing at least once or twice in a week, and asking the man which fees is at the first. This monastery would give one riddle. What riddle? If the riddle is not answered properly, that man will be swallowed by this monastery. Understand? Its name is Sphinx. Just like an artificial monastery, just like a dinosaur, just like what you call your Godzilla. It appears twice in a week. And the man who comes in front of him, the monastery would ask one riddle. If riddle is not answered properly, the man will be killed. The man will be eaten by this monastery. So Thebes was uncontrollably shivering. All the young generation of their country are being lost or being devastated by our monastery. So nobody could save. During this time, our Creon, who is brother to Jocasta, coming and ask if anybody is there to save our country by killing this monastery. Monastery would ask one riddle. If the riddle is answered properly, as being I am the temporary king of Thebes, I will give my country to him. Not only country, my sister Jocasta will be given to in marriage to the person. Look here, this is chance happening. This monster was sitting on the Thebes country and looking all the areas where the human beings like Yodas coming. By this time, Oedipus reported the countryman minister or Creon that I am ready to solve the problems of monastery, or I am ready to solve the riddle of the question put forward by this Sphinx. Oedipus is coming, and what was the riddle? Nobody could answer. The riddle was monster asking, what goes on four legs? It is not given in the text. You keep in mind what was the riddle, what was the perplexed question given by the monster to all the youth of Thebes as a country. Nobody could answer. Oedipus took the challenge, and Oedipus telling, I am ready. And what was the riddle? What goes on four legs in the morning? First problem. Second problem, 2 in the afternoon, 3 in the evening. Look, riddle was, what goes on 4 legs in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 3 in the evening. Oedipus without hesitation told, it is a man. Riddle is answered, it is a man. Why? Who crawls, he is a baby with 4 legs. Baby is having 4 legs, 2 hands and 2 legs and walking in the morning. He is a baby, walks when he is young and limps with a cane when he is old. So a man who crawls when he is a baby, crawling with legs and hands, all right, just like a cat crawling when he is a baby, and walks when he is young with dew. Young means here afternoon, and in the evening limps in the old age. He goes with a cane, he walks with limps with a cane, so he will get 3. Like that answered by Oedipus. So monster stopped killing the youth of the Thebes and went back. So Creon has to give his word promised. What Creon did? Creon, all right, welcomed Oedipus into the world of Thebes, the dynasty kingdom of Thebes. Like that, Oedipus was given in charge of Thebes. As a promise, he was given Jocasta to his wife, and Jocasta became the queen of Thebes under the King Oedipus. That is his fate. That is what I say. Oracle says, one day, Laius, one day you will be killed by your son and will marry your wife who is mother to him. So this great tragedy flows, tragical flow happens, what is called Oedipus the Rex. All right, now what happened later? Later, the story begins after the marriage of Jocasta to Oedipus. And Oedipus totally wondered. Oedipus is not at all aware of all these problems. Again, what happened after taking his incarnation, after taking his ruling governance in Thebes? What followed? A very big famine followed. What is followed? Very big, all right, devastation, no production, no agricultural production. What happened? All the children in the womb of mother dies. The whole country, all pregnant women lose their children. And a lot of plague happenings. Plenty people are dying every day, just like our virus. Just like our COVID-19, there was an unknown virus spread everywhere in Thebes. All right, Jocasta was wondering what is happening. When this man married me, our country is facing a lot of troubles, and even neighboring countries try to attack. Lot of problems. When the problems come, they are not coming like a single spice, but they come like battalions. He says, lot of problems coming. Then Oedipus decided, okay, as I was in Corinth, I decided to go to oracle, and that oracle told me that one day you will kill your father and marry your mother. And what happens? Again, our Oedipus in Thebes going to oracle soothsayer and asking, what is the problem now I face in Thebes? What is the solution? You just tell me. Then soothsayer telling that this is what really happened. As Corinthians oracles, Thebes oracles reported liaison to Oedipus earlier. All right, what the same problem repeated by our oracle, or what you call sphinx or soothsayer, that the real sin that you have done, that you killed your father and you married your mother, and that is the problem the country now faces. Oedipus wondered, why? What this destiny happened to me? And he deliberately going to the palace, and even what happened before reaching this, he reported this matter to so many people. Somehow this matter came to the ears of Jocasta, and Jocasta what did? Jocasta killed herself, hanged herself. She committed suicide. And this seeing the matter, Oedipus also made himself blind later. And this is the story of Oedipus going. Now, what later happening? Oedipus, the story goes like that. Oedipus now, with the help of Crayon, all right, he, in this Jocasta, all right, who was his mother come wife. In the course of time, from mother, Oedipus got 4 children. This is the story given by the Sophocles. It is related to the story of a tragic flow that you have to read and enjoy. Everywhere the tragic flow from the field of, from the time of Plato, Aristotle, Sophocles, and here, a lot of writers, all these writers have shown this is the kind of tragedy that we happen to see in our daily life. So, this tragic flow, all right, Oedipus decided what? He will go in exile. Again the country's power is given to Crayon. And Crayon, all right, what did he do? During the time when he comes, Crayon was also, facing death. And during this time, 2 boys were there from Oedipus and Jocasta. And they were Itipolis and Polynices. And 2 girls, Ismene and Antigone, they are appearing in the drama. We will see 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. And 2 boys, almost the same age, they struggled themselves, they competed themselves, and they decided 1 year, eldest brother will take, second year, youngest brother will take in charge of the kingdom. Like that, Eteocles became the king, but after 1 year he did not take it. So Polynices got very angry. Polynices invited him for combat in the battle, and both of them die. This time what happened? Again Crayon has to take power. So Crayon for the 3rd time became the king of Thebes. It is written in the story. Later Crayon became the king of this second time for our ruling country Thebes. So this is the story of Oedipus that you kept in mind. All right. So once we go to the text, we'll get the characters like Oedipus, priest. That you can open your textbook and see the main characters. Oedipus, priest, Crayon, Tiresias. This is an old blind prophet. Boy and Jocasta. This Tiresias. Even more in Hindi cinemas we find such prophets. Even the story related to, I think you have seen Jodha Akbar by Hrithik Roshan. Alright, he is a Muslim guy, marries a Hindu princess, our Aishwarya Rai. And when Aishwarya Rai comes to Jodha Akbar's, alright, Shahanshah's palace. All right. So many soothsayer prophets like priests like from the Muslim world coming and convincing what will be the tragedy in future. Jodha Akbar. When you get a time, you watch that movie. Recently came Jodha Akbar. All right, by Hrithik Roshan. So in the all palace related stories, palace kingdom related, dynasty related stories, if tragic flow is there, this tragic flow will be convinced and tackled by priest people or soothsayer people. That is the relevance of soothsayer and oracle. That means it had been there since BC time. That you have to remember. Servant, second messenger, Antigone, Ismene, girl children of Oedipus from Jocasta. All right. Antigone, Ismene, servant and attendants. The action takes place in Thebes. You underline Thebes in front of the royal palace. The main doors are directly facing the audience. There are altars beside doors. Crowd of citizens carrying branches of decorated with laurels and galls. Why? Now Oedipus took charge in Thebes as a king. All right, with some people sitting in the altar steps. Now, with all the attire of dresses and all that, our Oedipus appearing in a majestic way. I am the king and the ruler of Thebes. Like he is coming. Oedipus enters through the palace doors. You know, palace that I tell you to watch Jodha Akbar. There's so many palaces. All right, the doors are open and coming. Hrithik Roshan like, Jodha Akbar like, our Oedipus coming in a majestic style. And now follows a prologue. Prologue, almost introduction. What is going to happen? Oedipus says, my children, latest generation born from Cadmus. Underline Cadmus. Underline Cadmus. What is Cadmus? It is a son of Agenor, founder of Cadmea. It is a place. You are children of India. Like that. You are children from Cadmus. Why are you sitting here with a wreathed sticks? Wreathed sticks. Some people have wreaths of flowers, having laurels because they are very happy, because they are newly king, took charge as the ruler of the country. In supplication to me, while the city fills with incense, our city, Thebes, all the places are incense smelled. Incense smelled with fragrance. Plenty, everybody is happy. Just what we find in autumn season in our houses. Everybody has a lot of, they are very happy with jovial mood, with incense, chants and cries of pain. On the same time, people are in crowd. Children, it would not be appropriate for me to learn these from any other source, that I have come in person. I have come in person to the palace. And I, Oedipus, whose fame all men acknowledge, but their old man tell me, you seem to be the one who ought to speak for those assembled here. This old man of the palace telling me that I should address you today now. What I should address you? What feeling brings you to me? Fear or desire? What you really wanted? I am Oedipus, the ruler of Thebes, and now you are king. You are all people assembled here. What do you want from me? You tell me, I am ready. Are you here afraid of me, or you are desire? You can be confident that I will help. Whatever things you need, I will help, because I am your ruler, because I am your king. You all the people, whatever things you want, you ask me, I shall assist you willingly. I shall help you, assist you willingly. In a very way, I would be hard-hearted man indeed if I did not pity suppliants like this. Don't consider me, I am a cruel man. I am not a hard-hearted man. For the purpose of the people or subjects of the dynasty, I am ready to help you. Whatever things you want, you ask me, I am ready to help you. During this time, no ordinary person easily approach Oedipus, but the priest of the dynasty, priest of the kingdom, telling Oedipus, ruler of my native land, You are ruler of my native land, Thebes. You are now the ruler of the country. Okay? From this point, we will see you in the next class. Till that moment, goodbye.